Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Can't believe it's Tuesday already. All day yesterday I was thinking it was still the weekend. But yesterday was one hell of a busy day for a lot of things, including me still working the email. Don't work the phones anymore. But I wanted to let you know we have yet another Prime Day special. Prime Day starts today, guys, 17th and 18th. So make sure that if you're interested in anything that I showed you yesterday, those flash sales are today and tomorrow. Opus, Wellbots, and now we also have AFERY involved, and their 2400 watt generator is on sale for Prime Day for $8.99. I will post the link below. And yeah, that's going to be headed to the kitty tonight too. So there are now 5 prizes for tonight. Make sure you enter on yesterday's video. That's the only place. Don't bother putting anything on this one because this isn't going to do it. You got to go figure out the details because there are a couple of things you have to do in yesterday's video. All right, so I want to get that through here real quick so you guys know what's going on. So yesterday was quite a busy day. The RNC convention started yesterday, and all of us were, I don't want to say introduced, but notified that the other half of the Trump ticket includes J.D. Vance, the junior senator from Ohio. I got a kick out of the response, and I know you guys have asked me many times about who I thought was going to be the pick, and I said he could be. No, he was not my first pick, okay? Not saying I don't like him, okay? But, no, he was not my first pick. But he does meet the criteria that I was looking for, that he is well-spoken, he is true MAGA, he has the same view on the country that Trump does, etc., etc., etc. I hope he can be as influential as others. He's got a lot of good things going for him that's going to help. I mean, you know how a president always picks their candidates. You know, they want somebody that's going to help them win. Sure, and that makes sense, okay? I guess J.D. Vance is going to start out campaigning right after the convention. I guess the first thing he's doing is making a campaign stop in Oklahoma, of all places. But, okay, if that's what the campaign decides, who am I to question it? You know, he's an ex-Marine. He's a war veteran. He served in Iraq. He grew up in a broken home in poverty. He ticks a lot of the boxes. He's got things in common with me. Okay, no, I didn't grow up in poverty. I just managed to wind up there, thanks to my ex-wife. But no, what's going to be really fun with J.D. Vance is watching him debate Kamala Harris. That you think the Biden-Trump debate was a train wreck for the Democrats? Wait for that one. That ought to be good. The interesting thing I saw yesterday, combing through commentary, comments, about J.D. Vance, there are Republicans who are not happy with the pick because of stuff that J.D. Vance said 8 years ago, 7.5 years ago. You know, that Trump was Hitler and all this sort of stuff. And J.D. Vance addressed that about 5 or 6 years ago and came out and admitted he was wrong, that he was blindsided and just a sheep to the media. He said he was right about 30 years old at the time. And he acknowledged that listening to the media and all the lies that they spread influenced him. He didn't vote for Trump in 2016. And then he saw what the man did. And he said, wait a minute, and changed his mind. And people are some, very few, but some are calling him a flip-flopper, or we don't like the fact that he said this years and years and years ago. Let me ask you this. When somebody who voted for Hillary Clinton or somebody who voted for Joe Biden in 2020 comes up to you now and says, I'm voting for Trump, what do people say? Welcome to the party. Congratulations for finally waking up. Guess what? Why is it okay for Joe Schmo down on Main Street to change his mind, but it's not okay for J.D. Vance to? These are people that don't think. I will ask you this honestly. Answer honestly. Have you ever made a mistake in your life? Have you ever made a wrong decision in your life? Have you ever changed your mind on something in your life? Yeah, we all have. Every single soul on this earth has. His track record shows, yep, he's full-blown MAGA, full-blown support of Trump. I think he's a good pick. Are there going to be some issues? Yeah. Why is he a good pick? Well, first off, he's young. He's 39 years old. So they can drop the party of old white men crap, even though that they're running the oldest presidential candidate in history, who's white and a man. Well, I take it back. Joe's not a man. Joe's a male. No, a man, a real man, would not do half the crap he does. But the problem, or I'm sorry, not the problem. The other things is, okay, he's in Ohio, Midwest, Pennsylvania to the east, Michigan to the north. Could he help bring those states in? You guys know what I've said. When we're watching on November 5th as the results come in, if Pennsylvania and Georgia go red, the election's over. Trump won. Okay, that's it. The rest of the states will fall as they always fall. Who cares what happens about, at that point, Michigan or Arizona or whatever? If those two flip, Trump's over 270. Okay. Mathematically predictable. It'd be like 99.99%. I mean, unless all of a sudden you had Nebraska flip or something, or Oklahoma flip. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So those are good things. J.D. Vance will probably bring some help to the ticket. He's also now the torchbearer for 2028. Instantly became the leading candidate for 2028. We'll see how he holds up as VP, okay? Because it ought to be hilarious at 2020. Not that I see this at all. J.D. Vance versus Kamala Harris. Okay, that's over. No problem. The issues that you run into with J.D. Vance are, first off, his age and his experience. He's 39 years old, okay? He's got a short career as a junior senator in politics. Okay. And when the Democrats are going to tear him up for this, remind me who else had no executive experience, who was a junior senator, and who wound up president for 8 years? Barack Obama. Okay. They will attack him for that, and that is a very, very easy one to flip. Okay. Then what you're telling me is that you admit that Obama was not qualified to be president. Right? Okay. Simply put, the thing that worries me most about J.D. Vance's pick is now there's an open Senate seat. Now, we know Sherrod Brown's running. He hopefully will lose, and that seat will flip red. Okay? Here's the problem. Now that J.D. Vance's seat will probably, certainly be open when he becomes vice president, Mike DeWine now has to pick the successor for that seat to fill out the rest of J.D. Vance's term. Mike DeWine isn't exactly what you call MAGA. I wouldn't say he's exactly what you call conservative, and it's still a stretch to call him a Republican. But he's going to get to pick. Now, there's talk already that maybe he could pick Ramaswamy. I'm not sure where Ramaswamy, what state he considers home, so don't know. I don't think that's going to be possible because, as I've said many times, I have a feeling Ramaswamy is going to be Chief of Staff, which I think would be a perfect fit for him. So we go through all of that. That was a good thing. We'll take that as positive news. It's funny because it happened, it was announced about 48 hours after Trump was shot. It's funny, they gave J.D. Vance 20 minutes notice. Oh, by the way, you're going to be vice president. You're expected out on stage in 20 minutes. Huh? Okay. Yeah, but hey, no problem. tell me that. Yeah, no problem. I'll be there. I can do this. It's hilarious. 48 hours after an assassination attempt on President Trump, that the Democrats already have said, oh, okay, that's enough time of being nice, of being, toning down the rhetoric. Let's ramp it up again. So you had Congress critters all over the place saying J.D. Vance is an extremist, more and more of the hatred, the vitriol, et cetera, coming out of the mainstream media, coming out of Nancy Pelosi's mouth, many of them saying that J.D. Vance is now a danger to the country, all this sort of stuff, right? Yeah, we got that too. But on the other side, last night, which probably most people missed because a lot of us were probably spending time watching coverage of the convention, at least those of us who were political junkies, seeing Trump actually make an appearance at the RNC, walking into Lee Greenwood's Proud to be an American. It was kind of funny seeing who he came in with. Okay. Obviously his sons, the Rhino Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, was to his left. But to his right was what was interesting. Byron Donalds, okay, he was a VP contender. And Tucker Carlson. That would surprise a lot of people. I want to see Trump go scorched earth. I want to see Trump surround himself with fire-breathing dragons in his administration. J.D. Vance is a good start. If the rest of his picks are like that, good. Where's Byron Donalds going to fit in the staff? He's going to be there. Whether or not he has a cabinet position or not will be interesting. But then there's another senator that we got to replace. Wouldn't Tucker Carlson make a great press secretary? That would be hilarious to watch people like Jim Acosta asking Tucker Carlson questions. I would love to see that. That would be classic. So what was the Easter egg that was dropped yesterday? What was being telegraphed? Yeah. But so we go back to the other big event yesterday, and that was Joe Biden doing an interview with Lester Holt. And as expected, if you go watch the whopping 18-minute interview, because that was about as far as it could get, after watching that interview, I'd be surprised if Lester Holt isn't voting for Donald Trump. Okay. Joe came across as a complete moron, as a complete liar, as completely uninformed and unaware of what's going on around you. Within the first 2 minutes of the interview, Lester Holt started out asking about the assassination attempt. That was the first question. And Biden spun it to talking about January 6th, and then restated again the very fine people on both sides lie from Charlottesville. 2 minutes into the interview, the very first question Joe answers with lies. Congratulations, Mr. President. Your credibility is still at zero. So as they went on a little bit more talking about it, and I just want to read you this verbatim, okay, what the question was. Lester Holt, asking about the shooting, asks President Biden, is it acceptable that you have still not heard, at least publicly, from the Secret Service director? Biden's answer, oh, I've heard from him. Lester Holt, but have you heard from her publicly? Yes, Joe. We can tell you're lying again. The Secret Service director is a woman. Identifies as female too, Joe. Okay. And Joe says, I've heard from him. Don't tell me that's a slip up. Okay. You all know, if you've ever made the mistake of calling somebody sir or ma'am erroneously, or him or her erroneously. I'm not talking about what they identify as. I'm talking about, oh, that was you catch yourself real quick. Joe didn't. If you watch his facial expression, he doesn't even know who the director of the Secret Service is. He just assumed it was a male and put his foot in his mouth. This is going to be a extremely crucial election for the future of the country. Not that anybody doesn't know that. But the cards are starting to fall into place as to what's going to happen. There have been 8 polls done, I think it was, since Saturday. Okay, they're basically all done yesterday. Trump leads in 7 of them. Virginia swung back 3 points to Biden. Not terrible surprise, but we'll see how that happens. But all the swing states that have come in again are all tipping toward Biden. And they are further and further and further toward Trump. Arizona, Trump now leads by 4.4. Georgia, Trump leads by 3.8. Michigan, Trump leads by 0.6 of a point. North Carolina by 3.9. Pennsylvania, Trump leads by 3.6. Tennessee, it leads by 29. Not that Tennessee will ever flip blue. But, yeah. You're starting to hear from the people on the left. They're already admitting this election's over. That's a damn good thing. The problem is, what are they going to try next? Guys, we still have 3.5 months till the election. We still have, nearly 6 months till Potato Joe is forced to vacate the White House. There's plenty of time for him to do plenty of damage. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting stuff up, keep training, keep preparing, keep getting ready. It's still 50-50 as to whether we have an election. The cornered animal, Joe Biden, will eventually be told by his staff that he's going to lose. And Joe's narcissism, his ego, his mental capacity will not allow that. He will do something to destroy us or to try to destroy the country so Trump can't fix it. This is up to us. No one man is going to fix the disaster, like I said the other day. We all have to participate. We're watching a train wreck in slow motion, right in front of our eyes. And unfortunately, that train wreck is the United States. Do whatever you can to prepare yourself to fix it. Pinball out.